primeiro-ministro Benjamin Netanyahu aparece empatado nas pesquisas com o ex-comandante Benny Gantz.
Segundo a média das projeções, nem o partido direitista de Netanyahu ou o centrista de Gantz conseguiram maioria suficiente no parlamento para formar um governo.
O primeiro-ministro Benjamin Netanyahu tenta o 5º mandato, mas a imagem dele foi arranhada recentemente por denúncias de corrupção. O premier tem recorrido aos eleitores mais radicais com promessas polêmicas. Na semana passada, prometeu anexar todos os assentamentos judaicos na Cisjordânia. E nesta segunda-feira, incluiu partes de Hebron. A cidade no sul da Cisjordânia tem cerca de 200 mil palestinos e 2 mil judeus. A cidade abriga um local sagrado para judeus e muçulmanos, o túmulo dos patriarcas Abraão, Isaque e Jacó.
A pesquisa da rede de televisão estatal CAN apontou um empate técnico de 32 cadeiras para as duas legendas. A do Canal 12 indicou 33 para o partido de Netanyahu e 34 para o de Gantz. Já segundo pesquisa do Canal 13, ambos ficariam com 31 e 33, o que mostra uma leve vantagem para Gantz. A lista unida, que agrupa os partidos árabes, seria a terceira chapa mais votada, de acordo com as 3 pesquisas, conseguindo de 11 a 13 deputados.
O primeiro-ministro israelense Benjamin Netanyahu cancelou sua participação na Assembleia Geral das Nações Unidas devido ao contexto político em Israel. A informação foi divulgada por fontes de seu gabinete. Netanyahu deveria se encontrar com o presidente dos Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, à margem da Assembleia Geral. Os resultados iniciais das eleições gerais de terça-feira mostram o partido Likud de Netanyahu empatado com a aliança azul-branco de seu principal adversário, o ex-chefe do exército Benny Gantz. Segundo a imprensa israelense, com mais de 90% dos votos contados, o Likud tinha 31 assentos, enquanto o azul-branco ocupava 32 cadeiras no parlamento de 120 membros. Se os resultados persistirem, será um grande revés para Netanyahu, que esperava formar uma coalizão de direita semelhante ao seu atual governo. A eleição foi a segunda em Israel em 5 meses. O presidente Reuven Rivlin, que deve nomear quem vai formar o próximo governo, enfatizou a necessidade de evitar uma terceira votação.
O concorrente ao cargo de primeiro-ministro de Israel, o ex-comandante militar Benny Gantz, faz um aceno ao diálogo entre israelenses e palestinos, mas promete manter a linha dura na defesa do país.
He's a professor of Hebrew literature, lawyer, and an activist that promotes the rebuilding of a third Jewish temple in Jerusalem. Now, that, of course, is a very controversial position, since that is also the site of the third most important Muslim holy site, the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Professor Weiss, great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
First, tell me a little bit about this initiative that you are going to, it's just happening this month in September.
We want to establish a new organization, which is, his name is the 17 Nations. The 17 nations come from the Bible. We want to establish an international court according the laws of the Bible, but in a modern interpretation. There are a lot of bibliography on this idea, and a lot of material in the Bible itself.
Hardline religious group Matei Irgunei Hamikdash, or headquarters of the temple organizations, has a mission to rebuild a Jewish house of worship on Jerusalem's Temple Mount. Currently home to Al-Aqsa Mosque, Islam's third holiest site, the location has been long contested between the two religions. The Jewish group, however, maintains that the location is key for fulfilling biblical prophecies.
It is a new start of the redemption. And we hope that next year or even before, we will be on the Temple Mount. The law will come from here. All the 70 nations, they will have a seat in the court, and the law will be the law of the Bible.
On a rainy day before Passover, the organization gathers on a rooftop in the Old City to carry out a controversial practice, ritual sacrifice.
Do you worry at all, Professor Weiss, that your initiative could actually spark riots, violence? I mean, the Temple Mount has been a flashpoint for decades.
I think that it's totally the opposite. I am the spokesman of the Sanhedrin, and we wrote a letter to all the Arab nations, or to the Arab nation, what is the task of the Arabs in the temple. It's written in Isaiah chapter 60, verses 4 till 8.
But surely, Rabbi Weiss, the Muslim leaders and the Arab leaders believe their role is defined by their own tradition, not what is said in Isaiah. No?
No, totally. We are brothers. Ismail is a son of Abraham, and he is the eldest son. Now, we call to the event all the nations, also the Iranian, the Syrian, the Turkey. We say to the state of Israel, please allow him to enter in. We shall make a dialogue on this topic.
How does your support of rebuilding a Jewish temple in what Jews call the Temple Mount and Arabs call the Noble Sanctuary, how does that square with peace? Because, of course, that notion in itself is one that would not be accepted in the Arab world.
It's not exactly a Jewish...
And even by some Orthodox Jews?
It's not exactly Jewish temple.
Okay.
It's God, Hashem, the creator of the world. He have this initiative, and Solomon, the king, he wrote in the starting of the temple a prayer for all the alien people, for all the nations when they are coming to the temple, what they have to pray to Hashem, God, Allah, or whatever you will call the entity that create the world. We want to repair the United Nations, but the United Nations has many very good ideas that are working all over the world. We are not against the United Nations. We want that he will also make repentance, that he will also for example, there was now those great fire on the Amazonas.
In the Amazon forest,
yes.
The fires. Mm-hmm.
All the humanity have responsibility not to destroy the globe. Now, we don't know if the people say about the problems of ecology, they are right, or the people that say that the globe is going to be destroyed because the changing of the climate and so on. What is a propaganda and what is not propaganda? So therefore, all the humanity has to make, in one way, a globalization, but from the other way, like Trump says, a patriotism. Brazil has the right on its country, on its state, but Brazil, like the United States, like GRANDE, like Iceland, like any other place in the world, has responsibility that the ship will not be sunk in the water. So people has, from one side, to cooperate, but it's not communism, it's not total socialism and so on, but it's also not to make personal, egoistic economy.
Do you think, Professor Weiss, it is a fair comparison, the one you're making between the Amazon, which is a natural forest that belongs wholly and without any doubt to Brazil, and a religious site here in Israel, in the Holy Land, in Jerusalem, which is extremely contested?
It's all the same in Brazil.
But why is it the same?
Because in Brazil, they also imitate...
If it was the same, Professor Weiss, we wouldn't have issues on the Temple Mount today, no?
Look, in Brazil...
Jews would be able to pray, Muslims would be able to pray.
In Brazil, they imitate the temple. They build a temple in Brazil, but they know that it's not a temple. It's just an imitation. They want to come to Jerusalem, to work God in Jerusalem. But the international court has responsibility to the Amazons, to the whales, to the animals, to the trees, to everything. It's holy, it's the creation. We made it in the previous year a concert in the very day, a world creation concert, which is praying. It is a prayer to God. But there are hundreds of millions of normal Muslimic people that doesn't want to throw atomic bombs on Israel and on the Jews and so on. Therefore, we are making a route, an overtake route for Muslims to come and to work Hashem, Allah, God in Jerusalem.